Thank you, Ashley and Rico, for that warm welcome. And thank you, friends, families, and supporters of Rainier Scholars for being here with us today. My mother and father spent their adolescent years as freedom fighters in the Eritrean War of Independence, a 30-year liberation struggle against Ethiopian imperialism. Eritrea won her liberation in 1993, and my parents and I immigrated to America shortly after in search of broader economic and educational opportunities. Upon moving to America, my father promptly began work as a parking attendant in South Seattle. My mother was a homemaker. Ironically, the realities of life in a new land began to dampen my hopes for the future. The compounding effects of xenophobia, racism, language barriers, and socioeconomic disenfranchisement made me question whether my dreams would ever be attainable. I remember my mother and I would ride the city bus to the Seattle Public Library. We would spend all day wandering down the book-lined aisles and getting frustrated with one another as she toiled to teach me the English alphabet. Despite the frequent tears that came from being taught the alphabet by an African freedom fighter, something miraculous began to happen. I slowly began to string together words and sentences, then entire paragraphs. And before I knew it, I found refuge from life's problems in the steady undulation of turning the page. One of the first books I was able to devour was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, I don't think I need to explain the premise to this group, but in the book, Harry is an 11-year-old orphan who lives in a coat closet under the staircase. Harry is completely disenfranchised and entirely oblivious to the fact that he is one of the most powerful wizards in the world. It wasn't until somebody came along and believed in Harry that his excellence was finally uncovered and harnessed for the betterment of the entire world. So, you can probably picture my utter excitement when 10-year-old Lily received a mysterious letter from a magical, faraway school called Rainier Scholars. Just like Harry, my life changed at 11 years old when Bob Hurlbut, Rainier Scholars founder, Miss Smith, and Miss Wu looked at me and thought, there's something there. This belief set off a metamorphic butterfly effect, changing the course of my life forever. Rainier Scholars extracted and nurtured the excellence that lay dormant deep within my soul, hidden behind layers of pain and fear inflicted by the immigrant experience in this country. The educators at Rainier Scholars were never once deterred or demoralized by my circumstances or humble origins. Instead, they peered into my soul and into my future and saw a lawyer, a doctor, a diplomat, a change agent. Rainier Scholars was exacting, consistently demanding the highest level of academic excellence and excellence in conduct. They imbued in us that every assignment, every essay, every math problem matters. Because the truth is, for many of the students that Rainier Scholars serves, Excellence is a lifeline. Excellence can mean the difference between going to college and becoming a statistic. For some students, excellence is quite literally the difference between life and death. In my case, excellence was the great equalizer. It emboldened me to dream unapologetically. It allowed me to traverse the bridge of birthright and opportunity that often separated me from my peers at Lakeside School, Middlebury College, and Columbia University. Excellence was my North Star, helping me navigate the winding and precarious road to college as a first-generation student, and then to Paris to study French, and finally to Columbia to pursue my master's degree. Excellence is how I piloted my way to New York City, making a landing in sustainable investing, where I now spend my days working with the world's largest companies to address critical environmental and social challenges plaguing my generation today. I always tell Bob that Rainier Scholars changed my life. And to this very day, he says to me, "No, you changed your own life. You did the work." Even 20 years later, Rainier Scholars will never ever, even for a second, let me call into question my own excellence. Thank you, Bob, Miss Smith, Miss Wu, and all the amazing educators at Rainier Scholars. I wouldn't be here today without you. Thank you.